Cool. Here we are back again. Hello, hello. It was a fun morning. We were live about 12, 13 hours ago watching Gamescom. That was a good Gamescom presentation. Our friend Keely doing his job again, doing his work. That was fun. I have pre-ordered my Return to Monkey Island. Have pre-ordered my digital game. Need to... That's with my monitor a bit here. Get that Dota watching. Alright, so God. Every time we play this, it's a long session. It's hard to remember everything we went through last time. Or like where we are, or what we're doing. We just... busted into this place. Whatever this... What was this place again? Can't even remember. I did like a recap or something. So we finally jumped over the ledge and got our coat. I guess we'll start pressing things and I'll start remembering. It's still Tuesday. We've got like a bajillion things to do. We've got to remember our timed things. So we've got to pay our rent for our hotel room tonight. What time is it? Oh shit, it's late. 7. We got to close the water lock tomorrow. And that's tomorrow as well. We called one day, we called the next day. For the Armor's owner. And that, okay, after 9, that was a specific one. Now we got to remember that. I guess that's the main thing to remember. After 9, to go and check out that smoking dude.
The file cabinet stands steady as ever. Sliding out, a drawer presents you the folders you already went through. On top of them is the handwritten note.
Oh, dude, I already looked through this.
Hundreds of documents and the same material.
I remember I was phasing out pretty hard after like 7-8 hours of all
Everart's
this.
shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor. More banners. All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled. The drawer slides shut.
Someone left the coffee machine on. The dark liquid in the pot looks almost sentient.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change."
Am I going to waste 10 cents if I do this? I mean, 10 cents isn't a lot, but we're very poor. No, it does actually call them cents. I was just saying cents because why not? I wasn't sure what the decimal of a real was called. I guess it's still cents. Should we just try this thing to see what it does?
The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Yeah, I don't actually know what number I want to call. The only phone number I think we've ever gotten was... I remember Kim wrote down someone's phone number sometime.
It's unclear whether you actually have muscle memory. Right now, your finger is just drawing vaguely occult patterns in the air.
Occult patterns?
Undoubtedly, no. Sure, why not? Muscle memory is a tricky
You have
thing.
access to a phone here then. I thought we sort of had access to a phone in Kim's car. I guess we'll just take note that that thing's there. Okay, so that was just a weird room in there that we explored. We've got all of up here now, over the other side of the harbour, whatever this was, the warehouse, factory, place. Bottles. Make that 10 cents back. At least 3 packs with cigarette butts.
Numerous empty wine bottles glisten in the rain. Someone partied really, really hard here.
Wait, How hard?
Well, they went through 6 bottles of potent Pilsner, 3 bottles of Commodore Red, and almost 4 packs of cigarettes. It must have been pretty hard.
Did I do this?
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you.
I must have been on an advanced scouting mission in the harbor.
Yes, this looks pretty advanced, alright. For now, let's just move on.
I like Kim. Kim is way too tolerant with our nonsense. Well, there's heaps of bottles. Bottles. Sure can fit a lot of bottles in one plastic bag. There was another path here. All around you, great machines in quiescence. No idea. A composite eye of halogen lights watches you, emitting a low buzz. Oops, accidentally moved out of it. It's a big area. We're not currently thinking about anything. We have no skill points. Much we can do with our forts. We haven't interacted with this, have we?
The face of King Freecell smiles at you. For
Apparently
some
we
reason,
have.
the smile now strikes you as more forced than it did before.
Kunst und Guter.
Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dockworkers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Wouldn't it be better for everyone if labor and capital could reach some reasonable accommodation?
According to these editorials, there can be no accommodation with the forces of international capital or their mucilaginous allies in the coalition. Why do communists love puerile insults? And they wonder why they're always being left out in the cold.
Hold on, what's this about a coalition?
Judging from the context, it's something very large and fundamental. You should probably know about it already, honestly. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marche. On. Arrête. Off.
What will happen if we start poking this thing randomly?
A rusting Marche.
Marsh.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Cool.
with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled.
Its purpose? What do you mean?
Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
I can't see how that was worth the ruckus, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Well, apparently we can open it up. It's unlocked. You see a faded industrial lettering on the platform. Volsund. Volsund?
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
Lieutenant, I think there's something special about this container.
Is this like your thing with that wall again?
Maybe? I can't tell. I think we should investigate further.
You do? Because I don't.
I remember the wall when we were freaking out about that wall.
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
Maybe there's contraband in there?
There may very well be, but we are not here to look for that. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to get the body down from the tree.
Oh, I want to know what's in
reply.
here.
No reply. You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked.
Alright, it's not unlocked.
To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Rhetoric. Impossible. Persuade the door to open. Been in the world for 2 days. Oh, rhetoric. As usual, I guess I should check clothes if I'm going to try something like this. So we're on -1 with something we're wearing. It's a hat.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has, despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you.
Hello, is there anybody in there?
The door stands silent.
Satisfied, detective?
Try again.
If there's someone in there, I'd like to talk to you.
Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
Ahoy! Come on in!
Mega rich light bending guy. What the? Look at this guy.
You can't be serious.
Whoa. This guy's bending light.
The man stands at the far end of the
my money.
shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital.
Look at our Real.
The feeling
They're
causes
rich.
all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review.
Squint.
Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo.
This is bizarre.
Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Hello.
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
What you can see of his body appears composed, in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes. Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Anyhow, my name is Rustam Theodore. investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Rustam Diodor.
Mr. Diodor, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
I'm an alcoholic. I'm a detective. I'm an alcoholic detective.
Pleasure to meet you. Though I'm sorry to hear that a good public servant like yourself is enthralled to the drink. A man can't serve two masters, in my experience.
How did you become so rich?
Oh Lord, not this again.
What's the matter, Kim?
Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is. And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case.
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Graz. All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy.
I don't blame Kim for finally getting upset and done with all of our nonsense, but I must say, in this specific situation, you think you'd want to question what the hell is going on. I'm surprised he's not a little more confused as his face is just blending into the vacuum of where no light exists. Or whatever the hell is going on here.
Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that. But, alright.
What's it like being an extremely high net worth individual?
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level. But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what. Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really.
It's great. Capital accumulation is its own reward. It's great that you've done so well for yourself, but don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society?
Sure. And they benefit when I buy things to stimulate the economy. Do you know how many jobs it takes to build and maintain a racing yacht?
Hundreds?
Dozens, at least. Of course, in the future, it will all be automated. But my point is this.
He says, jabbing his finger into the air a bit.
Every man gets what he earns. It's the height of tyranny to take that from him.
Man, being a high net worth individual sounds great.
It is truly. It's almost entirely carefree. It really leaves you time to better yourself spiritually.
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him.
Indeed, that was definitely wanted to be my first question. There's something strange about you.
What do you mean?
His essence seems to signify actual surprise. Well, I don't know how to put it. You look somehow a little different.
Are you talking about my chin?
No. I mean, I can't even see you. It's as if something is happening to the light.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient.
Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient.
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's been observed that when the Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, the laws of physics begin to bend around the high net worth individual.
What? Are you telling me that you are so rich that light literally bends around your face?
Among other things. But calm down. I am but a lowly single-digit billionaire.
Really?
No, not really. There are actually quite many digits.
Kim, are you seeing this weird stuff?
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container.
What are you doing in this container?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think. By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
In the very, very early days of colonizing this archipelago, the kingdom of Surens, a precursor of a modern Sur-le-Clay, used to own the city of Revachol, an obscure detail in the bigger picture, but still worth dropping.
Where are we exactly? I feel like he's asking not in the very literal sense. We're in Revachol? Well, my encyclopedia's kicked in, sort of telling us. We're in Martinez, a district of Revachol, the former capital of the world.
Ah, Revachol. I remember walking its streets as a teenager. There used to be a bowling alley in Stella Maris. I wonder if it's still there. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
One of the downsides is that mobs of low net worth individuals. I'm glad we didn't immediately ask him for money. Wait, why don't you help them? You've got so much money, it can't make a difference to you.
There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls. Spending money is a matter of
Does it mean they just
desire.
procreate and have
I'm
kids?
sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that.
So you travel from place to place via shipping container?
Smart, you know? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to. Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois.
Those things all sound pretty nice.
Don't get me wrong. They're nice things. But once you achieve a certain level of wealth, your time and mental space become much more important than material goods.
He speaks from the heart. He has very different problems compared to low net worth individuals such as yourself. For example, no problems at all.
So you're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle?
What? No, I did not say that.
I didn't think so. It was sort of the only thing we could say, other than backing out.
Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
The bending light appears to wink. Maybe we shouldn't ask him for money then. Well, I kind of want to ask him for money, but he might get peeved off.
Why go so soon? I feel we've so much more to talk about. Ah, well, until next time. Welcome back, gentlemen.
May as well ask just to see what
can I
happens.
do for you?
You're a rich investor, right? Can I have some money?
Could you please stop asking everyone for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
Fair. I'm sick of asking for people money as well. Such a bum move. You're right. That was extremely unprofessional. I apologize.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a civilized man. As you may know, us high net worth individuals don't have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think they only have coins for coffee machines. Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this?
Thank you for your kindness.
You're welcome. You know,
His eyes narrow. The light seems to bend more aggressively.
maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound?
Conceptualization godly. 28%. Know about money. Should we just try it? Depends if it's hard to know if something bad will happen to us, but we'll give it a go.
If business planning were really your strong suit, you probably wouldn't be a cop.
Okay, so I've got this idea for a board game.
Go on.
Brace yourself, it is very high concept.
I'm ready.
It's a pen and paper game where people all over the world can play with each other using radios. Wow, we're just stealing the idea from that radio D&D game.
Hold on. Have we met before?
I don't think so.
Yeah, on second thought, it couldn't have been you. Your idea reminds me of a group of young men who came to me a long time ago, calling themselves Fortress Accident. The name should have been a red flag. They pitched me and a handful of other investors on an idea for a role-playing game that would, in their words, change the world.
What happened?
Well, at first everything was rosy. The ideas were solid, but they were lacking in... How do I put it? They lacked the will to get things done. As their financial situation became more desperate, their ideas devolved from realistic to absolute insanity. We lost all of our money. High art types never deliver. They're only good for peddling Welkins or whatever creeps they come up with.
Welkins?
I guess the inordinate amount of time they put into drawing mythical creatures did not generate a return on investment.
Wait, where are they now?
Nobody knows for sure, but the place can't be pretty.
Did you try to salvage the project somehow?
Sadly, when we got there, it was too late. The concept had run out of steam. Only dust remained. What I want to tell you is this. It's a very bad idea. Dead in the water. You seem like a reasonable man, but that is not a reasonable plan.
Are you sure you don't want to give those little Welkins a second go?
Absolutely not.
Oh, we gained a fort. Bankruptcy sequence. Not that we need any more forts. Uh-oh.
Stop embarrassing yourself. Pop a magnesium and calm down.
Yep, we are embarrassing ourselves a lot. Although this guy's pretty cool. We should get back to our investigation. Thanks for your time. That was really bizarre.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
Wait, there are Copo types who've seen it, but this is like boring cop stuff like that, isn't it?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
Cool cop?
No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest.
Oh.
Let's make it official then, shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here.
Won't the other Copo types be jealous? I'm sorry, opt in. I don't know if I want to be sorry cop. That doesn't sound very fun. Although maybe that is just how we've been playing and we should roll with it. I'm sorry. Opt in. You know, actually, I'm not sorry. I changed my mind.
No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance.
I'm really not sorry. Fuck off.
Wow. Okay. Fuck off. Maybe we were wrong about you then.
Yeah. Shove that up your sorry cop.
Yes?
This is bizarre. Not
Welcome back.
a lot came off it. We got 3 Royale and a fort, I guess. Valsund means Whale Fjord in Arden. Wow, that cleared things up. Now I know so much more. I wonder if we were able to walk through here before we lowered the container. Should we send him back up?
A rusting control. crane does not return to its original position. It does not move at all. No screech of metal when you push the button this time. Only silence as the crane remains in its state of dormancy.
I guess that's staying there. The speaker tower is silent. There is no work to organize in the yard below. The musk of oil and rust comes from the chasm in front of you. Smells like blood. Something to be like pried and jimmied or something. Hey. Oh, cool. Some gloves. Half light. I don't really know what half light. Let the body take control. Threaten people? Well, we're not very threatening. Maybe we will be with these gloves. Ultra series gloves. Industrial sized furnace. Smells like burnt coffee. Money. Who's this guy?
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along.
It's Easy Leo. Wasn't someone the note before that we read with the instructions talking about a Leo?
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard.
The tiny man is so engaged in his work he doesn't notice you. Hi.
Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
The look in its deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
What is it with you people and scabs?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're Ubi, right? Ubi?
Oh
Ubisoft?
yes, born and raised in Arish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then, too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No sir, those are just nasty rumours.
Is this guy New Zealand?
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
What are you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes I am, yes I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
He waves at the containers towering behind him. Logic. Well, that's us. We're logical. What's going on here? Look at the mountains of containers rising behind him.
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core.
This looks like a massive redecorating operation, Kim. Leo, has anyone told you why you need to change the covers?
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
This looks like a massive redecorating operation, Kim.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
Thanks, Leo. You've been very helpful.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
Where is everyone? The harbour is empty.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Evrard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Evrard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
He stops, but seems eager to tell you more. What trouble did Titus and his friends get into?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
But what did they actually do?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
Okay, Leo, let's hear about this fight you got into. So should we not ask the first one? Too rowdy. Leo, what kind of a fight did they get into? Did they kill a mercenary?
Too late. Leo's mouth is
Uh-oh.
still moving,
Probably shouldn't have said
and
that
the
one.
words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No, he already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions.
Do you work here?
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo.
The little man raises his hand in a welcoming gesture.
I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes I am, yes I am.
Hold on, who's this Miss Beaufort you mentioned?
Oh, Lizzie. She is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
He respects that word. That's obvious.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure.
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years she has.
He sighs and falls silent, watching you meekly with his blue eyes.
Law school? Could she be talking about the union fixer, aka the gardener?
I remember her, she was giving us sass. Okay, so this is the union fixer, the gardener?
Looks like it.
I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she is a real nice girl. Smart as a whip too.
The little guy smiles, a disarming smile at you.
Telling the gardener you know her name might throw her off. Perhaps something to consider later.
Cool. Are you the Leo who wrote the note to make more banners?
Oh yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
What was that about the borscht?
Oh yes, I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
What do you mean by taking this soup to the men? Is it for striking?
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Hold up. Who makes it at the Whirling?
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Something is off about this borscht. I'm going to look into it.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
What's in that container over there? I think we're asking about the one we've already been in.
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
I'm looking for the leader of the Dock Workers Union.
Oh, you want Mr. Everard then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighbourhood. Guys like Mr. Everard and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everard and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Easy now, Leo. I just want to know where I can find this man.
Oh, Mr. Everard is usually in his office, of course. But you gotta be quick if you want to see him. He leaves around 10 p.m.
Okay, I'm off.
Bye-bye now.
Alright, so this is Everard in here, I guess, who we've heard so much about. The leader of the dock workers who are on strike. So this will probably be something spicy in here. We've got about half an hour until 9, and then we want to go talk to that smoking guy later.
Yes?
So there's going to be a lot of talking in here. The coffee in the giant thermoses is still lukewarm. A stair made of pallets leading up. Here's our guy. Let's look at this. This is sturgeon. Fish. Taxidermy fish that tells time. Some nice little office here. Hello.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large
the painting
desk.
of him, the
He
avatar.
looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
Are you in charge of the dock workers?
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
He gestures to a tiny chair opposite his giant desk.
I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez.
The man relaxes into his chair and continues.
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best.
Yeah, this is going to be spicy.
Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Why are you calling me Mr. Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out. He's trying to throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense. Don't give him the pleasure.
Let's not play him. This is bargaining 101. We're already not just going to start doing this. Says, I don't sit. It's kind of my thing.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions.
As he nods, his multiple chins move like ocean waves.
I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level.
Oh, well, fine then.
Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
He turns back to his typewriter.
You're no Titan affiliation, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave.
I guess we sit.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
He's got big penguin from Batman vibes or something. His voice is funny as well. Yeah. Yes, I can see that you're a reasonable man and reasonable men. He gives you a sly wink. Should we wink back or remain serious? Try to wink back. Let's wink at him.
So tell me, How can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
Why is my health hurt?
The chair you're sitting on.
Oh
has
wow,
got
the
to be
chair
most
took a hit on my health.
comfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say.
Gart is the whirling in rags guy, the cafeteria dude.
This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically huge.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
He's already just like low-key bribing us, isn't he?
Hey, that's 25 real. That's good money. Think of all the stuff you could.
I don't think we should take this guy's money. From all the people we've been asking for money for and taking handouts, this guy's super sus. And you can tell he's already he's playing his cards straight away with the sitting down. He's already lubing us up. He's pre-bribing us. That's sus. Let's not take it. Let's just say, wait, you know Gart?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Keep it. I'm good.
Okay, okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then.
Dude, we could really use that money. But I don't want to take it from this guy.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
How does he know about my lost gun already?
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun.
Probably should heal that. Whoa. I didn't see the morale like completely going
Despair
down.
creeps into you, getting fat.
I don't think we died from morale before.
Whatever noble intentions you once had as a police officer, it's eating them all up now.
Oh, weird. I was watching the morale. It didn't really look like it was going all the way down. Because I was hovering to heal it. I should have just healed it anyway. We've got heaps of heals.
You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
Oh, we're pretty boned now. Our morale's gone down too much. We've lost the plot. I'm seriously running out of shits to give. Let corpses hang on trees. I'm quitting. Fuck you. I've wasted my life protecting humans. They don't deserve it. I'm done. No one even likes cops. Oh, this one with a lot of swearing. I'm done. No one even likes cops.
Yes, it can be difficult to be on the receiving end of so much distrust and outright hatred.
He says with a sad half smile.
Nothing you can say would make you feel any better now. Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned
we haven't got this ending before.
Following a nervous breakdown. He now lives under a bridge, drinking and occasionally throwing excrement at passers-by, shouting,
Really? What a way to live.
"Love that woman." When asked to comment, former colleagues objected to the theory that his psychological disintegration was precipitated by his wife leaving him. It's because the Furrows lost that match, said Captain Ptolemy Price, once the man's superior officer. It's because he couldn't get a big gun from acquisitions, and anyway, police work really burns you out after a while, Satellite Officer Jean-Vic Mayer, the deranged former cop's partner, commented. Sergeant Matt Torson, another former colleague, did not propose any theories, merely saying, whatever happened to him wasn't about birds. He got fucked, that's all.
I like how the newspaper's censoring it, but our buddy reading it out to us. Bodied! We should change our clothes as well if we're going to talk to this guy. We should have a look at if we've got any authority stuff or... what have we currently got? Minor shivers, perception, reaction speed. Yeah, let's not nerf our reaction speed while talking to this guy. Perception we might want as well. What's killing our perception? Glasses. Plus 1 inland empire. Is that good? I've never understood this. Hunches and gut feelings. Yeah, that is so. That's popped up a bit, isn't it? If we want -1 perception, +1 inland empire. What is good to have on? I don't know if drama seems touchy having it on sometimes. We get too dramatic. Interfacing. It's the cop thing, isn't it? Why are these flip-up glasses minus authority? They're cool. Endurance. Savoir-faire. Conceptualization. Composure. Yeah, let's get composed a bit. Suggestion? Maybe? Action speed, rhetoric. Yeah, with these minuses, I'm not sure. Half light. We just looked at that. What is this? Let the body take control, threaten people. I would be up for threatening this guy a bit. What are these gloves? Well, we've got no pants on. We probably want to have some kind of pants on. We don't have many hats. Orange bum hat. Well, that not off to a great start. Let's just top up our morale while we're here. Go through this again. Just go through what we did previously.
With great effort, he straight.
Welcome. I'd offer you.
He looks.
You go ahead.
Whatever. He forget about that. What's with this Dubois?
Please.
He's trying to throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I too. Should you find?
You're no Titan of Elysium.
I didn't ask him about the Dubois thing. I think maybe I want to do the exact same things we did before. Because sometimes those things can matter, like way later in the conversation you'll have like +1 because you refused to do this or because you asked about this.
Before you, with great effort.
Welcome. I'd offer you my hat.
He looks extremely.
You go ahead.
Whatever he has forget about that.
Why are you calling me
Please,
Mr. Dubois?
Mr.
It's nothing. He's trying to throw you off your
I
game.
don't sit.
Very well. I too. Should you find?
You're no Titan of Elysium.
Take a seat.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois.
Wink
so
back.
tell me, how can the head?
Yeah.
The chair, you're.
By this should be sufficient.
Hey, that's
Wait,
25.
guard.
Yes.
With a grin, he points to the checker
Keep it,
game.
I'm good.
Okay. Now,
The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
You can't save it all while you're in the middle of these dialogue
When he
trees.
said, don't worry.
But yeah, I was hoping that
he
was the first
actually
question.
meant
How does he know
be
about Lost
very
Gun?
worried.
He's obviously very connected and has eyes and ears on the street, knows what's going on out there. How do you know about my lost gun?
I know everything, Harry.
Apparently.
Right now, I know that you're worried.
Harry?
Don't be worried. Everything's going to be all right.
Did we hear that before? That is our name, yeah?
It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know
good.
it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Kids found a gun. That's probably what they would do with it. Yo, our composure's a little slacking here. The chair is killing us. Some more composure would have been nice. Kim? Kim?
Officer, we will deal with this
Kim,
later.
help us?
We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
He says, as though to himself. This is all we can say. We've got to hit the composure. The chair is killing us big time. This is the play.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
So what? Men can cry too.
You want to cry? God, you're weak. Whatever you do, don't cry. You'll think you're disgusting.
I'd prefer not to cry in front of this guy. I mean, maybe just a quiet cry back at our room by ourselves on the floor.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
He's destroying our morale. Didn't we have heaps of heals just before?
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
The large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect. You're in some stupor. Keep sliding down the chair like a jello shot. There are no Harrys. Let your mind go to a safe place.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Is that actually our name? Because wasn't that our initials? We saw our initials before the HDB. I think like we've been called Harry before. Like Harry Dubois. Is that actually our name?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
I think that's actually our name. It would make sense if this dude knew our name, but maybe he would also know that we don't have any memories. I feel like we gotta play it smart with this guy. Nah, I'm as good as it gets, Mr. Dubois. I don't want to call him that back. We'll sound like an idiot. Actually, this chair is uncomfortable. I could use that glass of water.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
You'd be surprised.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. It is about time
Oh
to
God,
stop
look at him.
embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
You would be like this. Are we going to be able to go through all of these, or should I pick and choose? What should we say? I'm just gonna sort of read this to myself. I'm told the union's involved in drug trade. I kind of want to question about the murder. The drug trade's one thing, but as Kim keeps saying, it's not why we're here. Do you know there's a mega rich light bending guy inside one of the containers outside? Nah, let's not dob in our friend. He was cool for the rich guy. Aren't you going to ask me how I got in? I want to talk about the hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you.
Is there a but?
I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
I sense there's a but.
But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night.
Was coming.
I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
I've opened a few doors in my life.
And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it.
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Well, we need the body down, and he's the main one to help us with that. Whose door is it?
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
Why don't you just open it yourself?
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry?
What do you mean by a weasel?
A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly.
He removes his glasses and rubs his nose.
Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you.
I don't want to annoy this guy at all. I want to, that's what our drama said, which is usually how I want to play these things, like pretend to be nice. We're winking at him, and we're sort of playing along. And if we want him to do something, I'm sure we're going to have to do something in return. So we'll just go, damn it, fine. I'll look into it. We need to talk about the murder.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
It's a bit sus. I don't know if we actually should be doing what this guy is telling us to. Sus, can you help me get a dead body down from a tree?
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder.
I mean, the guy's pretty much confessed and told us what was going on, that the dock workers killed him, if they are to be believed.
Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
Also, I studied the footprints at the crime scene. Worker boots.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values.
He licks his fat lips and smiles.
But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you.
Yay. He picks up the handset of a radio phone to his right, then clicks a button.
Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down. And Jean, please take it easy with the race science. That's a yes to getting the body down, no to the race science.
Race science? He hangs up and turns back to you.
You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates. He's the big, impressive one. You know, tattoos, muscles, ethnic looking. Can't miss him. Great guy.
Is that the big guy that we couldn't get past before? Alright, well, we've got a task for him, and now we've got someone to help. As long as we don't annoy him too much, I think. Aren't you going to ask me how I got in?
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age...
I too am surprised by the resilience and athleticism of this tool I've been provided with.
Yes, yes, Harry. You are obviously in peak physical condition, and I salute both your initiative and your physical prowess. Very impressive, Harry. Very impressive.
Don't trust this guy at all.
Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
I guess we should ask about Mr. Dubois, or will we just sound stupid? Maybe not. Maybe we won't ask that. Let's talk about my lost gun, since he's brought it up and obviously already knows.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone.
Do we really want that?
Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and... effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Wait, the gun may have been bought from Roy's pawn shop. Have your men factored that in?
Yes. Thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun, Harry. My men have indeed factored in that you pawned it. Now please, let the professionals do their job. Kick back, Harry, relax. I have great guys on this. You focus on what's important. Building our relationship for the good of Martinez.
It did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not be bullshitting.
Cool. Yes, that's the Inland Empire. It does kick in a bit. Seems useful. We got to be a little strong-armed, a little more authoritative. There's so much we need him to do for us, though. But I don't want to do anything for him because it's probably all going to be bad or sus. I will not be blackmailed with this gun business. Does this mean if I do things for you, I will get my gun back? Let's try the first one. It's a little cocky. Might be bad, but...
Harry! I was only trying to be tactful. A lost gun is a dangerous thing. I can't have it around in my neighborhood. Kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak. Teenage gangs could be arming themselves. Get a hold of yourself, Harry.
I assure you, we are working on locating the missing sidearm as well.
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news. Looks like we have a friendly gun-finding competition on our hands.
I'm told the Union is involved in the local drug trade.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
The reaction appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly.
Yeah, I don't trust it. A drama roll kicked in, but let's lie. No, I'm not.
You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what? I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want, and let's change the subject.
He's hiding his real reaction beneath courtesy.
Yeah.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
Team Harry. That's us.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
I don't know if I should bring up the mega rich guy. Dob him in. Might be bad. I met Joyce, the company representative.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Who was Joyce again?
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her, because you and I are such good friends, and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. And with finding your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy.
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
Yes, he's being far too nice. Are you sure? I find it a little odd. What happened to the previous negotiator, Mr. Goldmont? I can't remember who Joyce is. Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances. Evrat, Joyce seems to think the union is lowballing her. Why haven't you let her in to see you? Let's try the lowballing.
Yes, yes. Lowballing, of course. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here. But everything's a casino for those rich types.
His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior.
Why haven't you let her in to see you?
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances. Are you sure? I find it a little odd.
I'm just a nice guy, Harry.
Oh, he's a nice
I wouldn't be where I
guy.
am
Well,
now
don't worry.
if I wasn't nice.
He's a nice guy.
Politics is all about emotions, and I want you to have positive emotions when you think of me.
What happened to the previous negotiator, Mr. Goldmont?
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
He made concessions for... He's a little annoyed. I think we're annoying him. He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left.
You called him a midget.
Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals.
Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Funny, Joyce didn't mention any casserole.
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was.
This particular brand of humor he has, it makes for a fine distraction. If it's spilled blood you're looking for, then there certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor now.
Let's talk about something else.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everard doesn't mind.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
I don't know if I want to just bring up everything. Surely, like, he seems to know everything. He really does know everything. He probably already knows that we've lost our memory. You could try the "you called me Mr. Dubois." Why?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
So that's really my name?
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion.
Yeah, that's I figured.
See what his game is first.
My memory is fine. I'm just testing you.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Words flow like a river of honey from his lips. I guess word has already reached him. No matter. No harm done.
Kind of figured. I feel like he doesn't know everything. We're just playing games
Are
here.
you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
The lieutenant inspects Everard over his spectacles.
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Why is he being such a dick to Kim?
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Don't just jump to the folder. What kind of a cop does it say I am?
Oh, Harry. You are the most regular, traditional, by-the-book law official imaginable.
I guess that's not great and not bad. I just want to do my job, that's all.
As do we all, Harry. We're all just trying to do our best, aren't we? I'm gonna help you do yours.
Where did you get that folder?
Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
This translates into, haha, you guys are so corrupt.
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry.
See, we've already got such a high percentage on this, but we got an extra one. Now Kim suspects something. Should we just have a look now?
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the file cabinet.
That's not an RCM folder.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man, so is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
So the Census Bureau says my name is Harry Dubois?
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
Should we just end it here? I don't know if I want to bring up the guy in the container. And I don't know if we should bring up the shady brew. That won't really accomplish anything but annoy him, will it? Is that sort of it for now?
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Great. Wouldn't want to get stuck in here.
Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry.
Interesting. Well, we got people to help us get the body down. That was like the main thing that we wanted. I guess we'll just leave for now.
Mr.
Go
Dubois,
talk to that other
a
guy.
pleasure as al- See you soon.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
I had some questions for you, if that's not too much trouble.
No trouble at all,
It's all the
mister.
same stuff.
No trouble at all.
We've got a few leads and things to do. Walking around with it's funny how all the different things have these effects, like the drawing board minus authority. Oh, I forgot about this. Inland Empire, some of these items in our hands can affect stats. I find it funny that the yellow bag full of trash doesn't affect our stats at all. Like, it doesn't change anyone's impression of us carrying around a yellow plastic bag full of actual rubbish that we're going to be trading in for 10 cents a pop. Cool, we can get in and out freely now. Got people to help us get the body down. He's given us a task to do. Don't know if we're actually going to do it. I don't think I want to do anything this guy says. He's too sus.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud.
So this is where Renee works. I'm going to look around.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
Can I just look at the picture and not, like, steal it?
It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera. René looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories.
Why did you take that picture of René?
I'm a cop. It's instinctual to collect evidence.
Fine. But let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
We used so much of our morale heals through all of that. But I feel like we were just inevitably going to get hit a few times. On that one. So that was an important combo. Oh, we're back out here now. I want to... These guys seem to always be here. We can always come back here. I want to go talk to that cigarette guy first before he goes to bed or something. But... how did we get around that side again? We had to go fully around, didn't we? Our good old wall.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
We got a lot more stats now. In the dimming light, some things become clearer. Oh, it's like a time of day, +2. You have a keen aesthetic sensibility. Cindy's artistic impulses are infectious. Conceptualization. Do we have anything for conceptualization? Yeah, the satin shirt. Jacket? Oh, look at it. Cranking the concepts. The concepts.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
83%.
Because
Yeah.
you see it. Finally.
The wall
This wall is sublime. Look at it. The shadows. The colors.
Let the conceptual joy flow into your pupils and blossom into thoughts in your brain.
All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft, color peeled from the very face of God.
World of Wallcraft?
Oh, Wallfather.
Oh, no, really? Did that actually fill a slot? I think it refreshes when we go to sleep anyway, doesn't it? We could buy some mags sometime if we needed to. Kim, I must paint this wall. Add even more beauty to it.
Huh? He sounds tired of it all. Cindy the Skull has all the necessary materials. Talk to her.
I must talk to Cindy, get the necessary materials from her.
If you must.
He sighs and adds in a resigned tone. We changed all our clothes around, didn't we? It's a bit of a pain in the butt having to go back and forth with these clothes and things because it really does make such a big difference. I think the savoir faire can probably stay down. I guess there's stats that are good to just have on us because they could come up in a convo, where some of these I think we'll know if we're going to hit something that requires savoir faire or electrochemistry or something. So we want to keep reaction speed. Our rhetoric is already pretty good, so we could take a hit for reaction speed. So that comes in handy in conversations. I think we've already got lots of drama as well, some more visual calculus. Composure would be good. Suggestion's good too. We got a point. Should I get a slot for another fort? We've got so much to think about. There are no many more spots. Some of these could really be forgotten though, but it takes a skill point to forget, doesn't it? May as well use a skill point. There's no point in forgetting something when we could... If it's giving us a bonus, we might as well use the skill point to unlock a new thing, shouldn't we? We could unlock something here. Let's do another fort. We've got so many of them. New fort slot. Which one should we learn? I've got no idea what they'll do. Nothing funky. But we are going to be taking the hit. Coach physical instrument. Anything physical for a bit of a boost would be nice. Although maybe we should just write off the physical stuff. It's just not going to happen for us. Looks like reaction. The -2 visual calculus will hurt for a while. Mazovian socioeconomics, we're going to think about this. Look at all this ranting about communism. This one? Internalize. We're thinking. No idea what I'm doing with some of this. Just take a guess or whatever sort of seems good, I guess. Ooh, shoes are out the front. Seeing a lot more stuff now. Is this our perception or something? Ooh, mag. Alcohol. I think because the stats were seeing things we did not see before. There's so much in this game, but I feel like whatever you do, there's going to be a way to get through things. What room is this guy in? 28.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged...
It's not that one, this one's meant to be empty. I think we need to talk to her so we can paint the wall, but... How do I get to that other dude's place? Oh, there's another door to balcony, wasn't there? That's where we came from. Oh yeah, we came in and then out here in the balcony, yep. Night is falling on the city. It's probably one of these. This guy up here. Hopefully.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security.
Knock.
No one answers.
We should return tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 p.m.
It's 9:29.
No one answers.
We should return
Are
tomorrow.
we too late?
Tomorrow at 9 p.m.
No one.
We should return.
Really? Dude, I thought it was sort of like after 9. Sometime after 9. I guess we're too late. It must be a pretty tight time frame. Damn. We were caught up in talking to that other guy. Has this always been open? What was in here?
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head.
That's probably the door Efrat mentioned. We still need to get the key from this manana first, though.
I feel like we shouldn't open that. It seems sus. I don't want to do anything that guy's asking us to do. It's such a simple task as well. There's got to be some sort of weird entrapment or something. Well, where to now? It's 9:30. It's getting late. There's tons of things we could potentially do. We got a little bit of time though.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Everard told you to help us get the body down from the tree. Is it too late in the day to do this if we do this now?
So it was. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior. Then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, and I will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
There's a but.
Measurehead's babe.
But
What? There's always
while
a
I am
but.
gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
Oh god, that's troublesome.
That would mean you're openly showing the
Yeah,
people
exactly.
that you're taking the Union's side.
It is good, this game, though. Like, every time I sort of think of something, like, every time there's going to be a but this is going to cause this issue. It's like, yep. It's like everything you sort of think or expect if you're paying attention and sort of with the vibe of everything. That wasn't really ever part of... Like, we don't take orders from this guy. Everard's the boss. We're talking about Everard, not this guy. He should just do what he's bloody told, really. Lieutenant, what if we don't want to do that? What if I just say no?
Fine. Goodbye. Return to your degeneracy.
Dude, this is our main thing we have to do, though, is the body. And I can't think we've really had to come across any other way to get the body down. We tried shooting at it. That didn't go well. Everything kind of seems to be pointing to getting this guy down, siding with the Union. We'll make the... Well, like the scabs angry? Or...
Your race descent has only worse.
I don't like save scumming much, but we could save and just see
Your
how
race
bad it really
descent
goes.
has failed. See that they stay here the whole time.
Something's going to happen. I want to rummage this box, though. Something bad's going to happen. Off he goes.
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
We're just trying to keep things from going to shit.
Have you ever thought that maybe things should go to shit? I'm Katya, by the way.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
I don't. I've seen enough of that dead body already.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops!
Yeah, this guy's angry. The
Guarding
scabs,
that
yeah.
bridge like Everard's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
Yo, Kim's giving it back. Nice. Sassy Kim. It's none of your business.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across
Oh, no.
maze.
Oh
It's
no.
Kuno. Then
I hate this kid so much. Some.
the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
Is he just gonna walk the dead body through everybody? No, he's just cruising back. Kuno doesn't have his play toy anymore, I guess.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today.
We have sided with race victory today. That's no good. There has been no side choosing. We did what we had to keep order.
And what you had to do was to become a Union man for all to see.
Still blocking the way. I want this box. So tantalizing.
Yes?
Should we talk to this guy? Try to calm him down.
Right to work.
It's just all the same. It's getting close to 10. I'm worried that if we leave that body just sitting out there overnight, taken down, something bad will happen.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Perception. Oh, this is the vehicle trails again. We can see them back here as well. Ooh, our visual calculus is good. We weren't taking a hit on that. It's already high, but we've lost 80% rolls before. Our visual calc is +1. Should be fine.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers them. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message written in the language of burnt rubber. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. The hole in this fence doesn't look that huge.
The hole is not that impressive.
He was exaggerating. People blame cops for everything that goes wrong in the world. This has nothing to do with you.
Okay, what happened next?
The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building, before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
Yeah, this is the point of departure of the vehicle that crashed into the Samaran butter sign.
That's plausible. A similar reckless abandon seems to be in evidence.
Is this connected to the case?
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With the jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went, if you find the time.
Yeah, which we don't have right now, and that's a tomorrow thing. Car drove through the fence.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city.
Somehow that makes you feel scared.
Scary.
You don't know why.
What do you see?
We've been through this.
The corpse lies on the ground
Here's our body.
among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Well, it's down.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
Field autopsy.
Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
It is
The
getting late.
RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
Don't we have someone else for this? A doctor?
No, you and I are detectives.
Skill point.
The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work, everything.
Yes, I feel like a detective.
You are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now,
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
First, what exactly is a field autopsy?
come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
As he slaps on the gloves, strongly implying what's about to go down.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Epui Descent, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Do you have another pair of gloves?
Unfortunately, no.
I have gardening gloves. Maybe they are enough?
They are better than nothing.
Yeah,
Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things, while you will take notes.
we just fill this in, right? Show him the red field autopsy form in your ledger.
That's right.
Yeah, we got this. We're smart.
It's interesting, there must be so many different ways to do this. Like, I bet there's a way to actually shoot him down and do this, but without the ledger. There must be so many different orders. There must be so much unique and dialogue based on the order and how you do things. But for now, we got a ledger.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with,
Let's jump ahead to the 3-part summary. So we could pause the autopsy and do it tomorrow. It might be too dark at night as well. We might not be able to see properly. Assistant,
That's you.
Harry Dubois.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says,
Coroner's case number.
KK57-0803.0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you.
That's fine.
That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
I mean, we've heard Harry a few times, and it's like 3 different sources have said that our name should be that. So I'm believing it for now. Write it down.
Next,
Name,
NA. Next,
as in the dead body's name. Date of birth.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I'm going to write around 42.
He nods.
Race.
Mondial.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mundi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
Write
The
it down.
pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex. Yes, please.
Fucky!
We're all so mature.
Male.
Pigs can have sex?
Right, fucky.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of death.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
11. Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What do they mean by treatment?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
We did shoot it. We did sort of put a bullet in the body.
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say something sure-handed.
I'm not that worried about our appearance in front of Kim. Kim already knows our deal. He knows that we don't know anything. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over?
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dogwalkers.
He places his hand on the dead man's chest, as if in preparation.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosenkrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
External, internal, description of injuries. Guess external examination, summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodin, I think. Let's see.
He turns the body onto its side to check out the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
Babrodin, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The red-haired thing.
The boots are ceramic. Vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing. The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design. Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo resembling a microelectronical circuit board. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Let's just write it down, not go touching things. Kim's doing the touching.
Lividity is consistent with hanging, albeit faint, as noted. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Yeah, it's a dick kid.
Fucking low velocity. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. consistent with predation.
Right down but amend for high velocity.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Good thing we got these chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now,
He points to the rope squeezing the dead man's neck.
we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Physical instrument. Oh god, we're really bad at that. And that can't be retried. Look for a good spot to cut.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east.
Dude, I want to go into it. I'm going to switch out clothes or something. Physical instrument is bad. What if I put a point into it now? How much would it actually help?
You are?
Whoops.
This pig is Kuno's.
I didn't mean to say that. Oh. Oh wow, agreeing with Kuno helped it. Why? Maybe just chills us out a bit so he's not hassling us. Should we actually put one in physical instrument while we're here? We do have a skill point to spend. Now it's 42%. We're probably still going to fuck it up.
After
Yay.
some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Snap! The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
The lieutenant has kneeled closer, running his finger along the dark red groove until there is a gap.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
Oh, the kids are gonna love this bit. He pulls down the man's underpants.
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Inspect the genitals. Oh, I want to click this so bad, but I want to play it properly. Inspect the genitals. It would be fun to play through this and just be as much of a dick or just do all the stupid things. We're just going to write it down and move on.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
The scarring is extensive, way more than a law official's.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars. Last item, hands.
He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand.
Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Internal examination.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
If I may add the moral of this story?
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
The brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
I'll write NA.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Gross.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
Back hunched, as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Look inside the dead man's mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Let's not keep looking in there. Just write it down.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
Hepatobiliary? Why? Don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
That's my middle name. He looks at the corpse's stomach with a mixture of tiredness and disgust.
Hepato means liver, and biliary, the gallbladder and bile ducts.
Am I an expert in those things?
Nothing in your alcohol-soaked memory directs to having forensic expertise on either one.
I don't think so.
Neither am I.
That's it?
That's it.
NA.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Both?
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there?
Reservoirs? No, but do they take obscure trivia and odd tidbits?
The completionist in me wonders if there's something we could still do.
Like a toxicology screening? At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request.
Write NA and add toxicology requested.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around to the ground, the pool of feces there.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
He touches the corpse's bloated lower abdomen, briefly. Write it down, omit the voila.
What's next on the list?
Description of injuries.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
What about the injuries we have inflicted?
Oh, so we inflicted them?
Okay, I have inflicted.
Okay, so there's a spin-stabilized munition from a Kiel A990 muzzleloader lodged in his lung. I don't think we should mention that. Better not to muddy the waters.
So, back to injuries.
Injuries.
We're just not going to write that down. I think they'll probably pick it up at some point in toxicology or something. Bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Beneath the description, there are 2 boxes waiting to be ticked. If we're talking about the bites, those are non-fatal post-mortem, aren't they?
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Write it down.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Non-fatal post-mortem.
Right. Next.
Ligature mark.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Hemorrhaging on the skin above. Alright. Cool.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
This is the fatal injury, isn't it? Opinion fatal injury?
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
First, how did it go? Ooh, 70 XP.
Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks?
I will not hold my breath. We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
What now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg for processing.
He looks at the dead man one more time, then at the slip of red paper in his hand, then at the corpse again.
He's thinking, did I miss something? I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Dude, our perception is very low. Established probable cause. Stop wasting time. You're smart. Maybe we'll just let him take it away now. Those two don't look good.
Okay. I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can take care of the rest.
What should I do in the meanwhile?
Continue working here. The locals, the case, or attend to your own business. I will meet you downstairs in the Whirling in Rags tomorrow morning, 7:30 sharp.
This means Lieutenant Kisuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You're free to do side tasks.
Interesting.
And even the main case, though it might be more difficult. If you have nothing to do, read books or sit on the bench on the plaza.
It's night time. It's the perfect time then, I guess. Bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. I'm glad that we did this tonight then. He can go and take the body in overnight. Don't know if he's going to get any sleep. Guess we'll see him in the morning. Oh, we're all alone. Good time to take a quick break, I guess. And then we will be moving on to another day. We'll pretty much just go straight to bed, yeah? It's almost 11. Is there anything pressing today? No, it's just tasks tomorrow. Smoker, the Victor, the Waterlock. The Waterlock will be able to go over to the other side, that new area as well. Cool. And we have a skill point. Sheesh. I shouldn't have put -2 visual calculus before we did all that. Fortunately, that didn't hurt us too bad. Let's save. Good time to take a quick break.